Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Collectibles. Today I'm doing a random figure review day, and for today's random figure, I elected to take out one of my favorite Transformers that I picked up in the last little bit, Masterpiece MP08, Bumblebee, and Spike Wiki from the Transformers Generations Toys R Us line. Now this figure is it's really nice. I'm going to go through it in detail, but as with all masterpieces, the boxes are specifically really well crafted. So get a look at the sleeve on it. You've got B, you've got Spike, you've got vehicle mode, you've got his description on the side, which looks really good, English and French. And then on the back, you've got a little bit more details. And then this embossed back area was really nice. You can see the Autobot logo and all the other good stuff. The sides got the more of it, and you've got the front. So we're gonna put that back there. And this is the B that I remember. So I'm a G1 guy. This is the B from the movie. This is the B from the first couple years of the cartoon. This is how I want my Bumblebee to look. I don't want to look like some big, giant, Camaro-looking robot that just is all about fighting. Because, like, B could throw it down back in the day, but he wasn't like, you know, Jazz or someone that was in, or Sunstreaker and stuff like that were like fighters. He was more of a scout. Like, he would find himself in mischief and get out of it, but he wasn't like dealing major damage. He was more of like a, you know, like a mouse, like going in, finding out the intel, getting back, and then getting the troops. So this is the version I remember. I like it because he's a Volkswagen Beetle as well, like Bug, like it's like a Volkswagen Bug, Volkswagen Beetle. He's a Bumblebee. Makes more sense vehicle mode. Camaro, I get the sense of what the yellow and black Camaro, but they kind of forced it. This is the B that I like. This is, so I'm done on my rant. End. So, gives you the instructions. The thing I like about the instructions, if you watch my Robot in Disguise Combiner Force videos, you noted that I really flamed the instructions. This is how they should be. It gives you a ton of information. Gives you a lot of different, gives you the accessories, gives you a lot of different views and stuff like that on how to do it. And with that amount of information, you're going to be able to transform them a little bit easier, especially on a figure like this that's going to cost you upwards of 60, 70 bucks if you buy it and you don't get a sale. You don't want to break a piece off, right? I mean, nothing would be worse. So then the other thing to take note of, these are the windshield or the rear view mirrors, the side mirrors for the car. Now they're in this little package and they're on this board, and you've got to break them off. I'm not going to break them off right now because I don't want to put them on until I'm ready for display, because they're so little. I've got a 4-year-old. She grabs this guy, one of those things falls off. I don't know. Then I'm missing a mirror. Not going to be too happy. In the case that comes with it, in the mold, you've got B. You've got his faceplate, a secondary one. That's supposed to be a Warrior faceplate. For some reason, I got two of the same one, which kind of sucks, but I'm not too mad about it because I wasn't going to put the Warrior one on anyway. You've got his back tire cover that goes into where his license plate is, and you've got his blaster. Also, this comes inside the package on his back end, his bumper, but it comes off really easily. It's not broken if it comes off. It's just a part that you can put on and off. So I'm going to leave it off for now as well. I'll put it on after a while and show you how. This is Spike in his exosuit. Reason I have him in this vehicle mode right now is because he's very flimsy. This figure is not a highlight of this review. This figure sucks. Completely honest, not very good at all. The B, different story, but that figure, Spike, garbage. So a quick transformation of Spike from his vehicle mode, which doesn't roll because the wheels are stationary on the front. Oh, it does roll a little bit, but the wheels are kind of crummy. And if you look at it, it's not bad. So, like, it's not bad, but once you see the transformation, you're going to understand why I don't like it. So, first thing you do is just pop these out and slide them out like that. Pop his wheels in. Both wheels go in. And then this is how it's supposed to go. So this does come off. You look, that's his little body in there. So I've seen some people talking about this and saying that it wasn't to scale. I think it's pretty close. So his legs come down, they connect in the middle, pop his chest plate up, and then there's a pegs on each side that it will clip into. Put his arms in, arms in. This is where you get into the fun, okay? So as you flip his arms around, there is some issues here, meaning that. So taking a look at this ball joint, this is the problem with this figure. These ball joints weren't rounded enough, and what happens is this little ball slides out all the time. So as you put it in, it's almost impossible to do until you get to the end. So turn it all the way around and then put it down like that. That's what I would do if I were you. And then as you go down like this, you got to pull out his feet, which are right here. The blue things are his feet. And it's just, like, honestly, there's a lot wrong with this guy, but we'll get into that afterwards. So then all you do with his feet is you flip them around. It's a completely 180-degree pivot. So then that is his foot. This goes out. This little peg in here, flip it around. It goes in. You got to move his wheel back. Put it like that. So that's his base mode, like his robot mode. Now, here's the thing. I don't care for this at all. I think it's cheap. They threw it in there probably to sell more, but that's what he's supposed to look like. He doesn't come with any weapons or anything. I could do with this figure, do without. It's not very good. It's got some decent features to it, but that makes it just horrible. So put him off to the side. I don't really want to talk about him anymore because he's a time waster. Now on to the bee. The bee's the bee, right? The bee is awesome. So he rolls good. That's his vehicle mode. It's really nice. It's true to the original. If you've ever seen a Volkswagen Bug from the 80s, this is what it looks like. You've got the holes where his mirrors go. You've got his bumper. Goes right here. You just pop it in. Just clips in very gently. Don't press it too hard. This is a brittle plastic. It will break. So that's what he looks like minus the rear view mirrors. And then if you want to put his hubcap cover on, you just pop it out. Okay, pop it out. Or his hubcap cover, his wheel cover. You take this part, this is his license plate, super duper small, and it's got a spot in the back of here, a groove where you would put it. So all you do is stick it in there. I have big fat fingers, so it's hard to do, but you would put it right in there, like so. And then all you do is pop this in, this, and that's how it looks. I don't really like that part too much. I think it looks kind of hokey, but see if I can't do it the other way. Oh, sorry, there we go. That's better. Problem with this is you're dealing with a lot of small pieces, and these little plastic parts tend to have a hard time sticking in. So that's how it should look. I don't like that as much, but that being said, that's how he's supposed to look. Pull this out. I'm going to leave his license plate back there for now. To get to the actual transformation of this guy, it's pretty nice. So the first step I always do is unclip this. So it just comes down like that. If you remember the original, that's kind of how it went too. So the next thing you're going to want to do is pull this out and flip his hood back. Goes right back in, and there's a groove here. And then it goes in like that. So that's going to let you pull him all the way up. Now his feet connect by a peg right down there. And then the next step you do is pop and pivot him up just like that. And now you're left with his feet in like kind of like a flange, like a flayed position. So then all you do for his feet, super duper duper easy. 1, 2. And then this should go right into there. There's a little groove for it and everything. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and it connects in. Then his wheels just go down and go down. So that, he's got a ton of different features, like his knees bend, his feet swivel, his hips. Like, this is a good figure. So I lock his knees in so he can stand for display mode. So there, he's halfway transformed so far. The end. Just kidding. So then the next step is you can rotate his chest piece right here to get the Autobot symbol. And then you kind of want to just take this part and take this part. Those are his arms. And come out His arm came undone. And then this is his back flap. Now the back flap, you're just gonna pull it all the way out and push this part right here back in. And we're gonna do this first. You gotta push it down a little bit, and then this part pivots all the way up. So now you've got that set aside, okay? Down, down. And now you've got his side pieces, which there's a little groove right here. If you see behind the bumper light, there's a little small tab. That tab is how you connect him for vehicle mode, but you're not going to do that with his arms the way they are for his body mode, obviously. So they 180 degree or 360 degrees they go around, and then you just flip that over, pop the hand out, tucks in, pop the hand out on the other side. So you're like 95% done at this point. You've got a couple more things to do till you have them. These don't tab in. There's no connector point. So you just do that. Okay, so he's like pretty good right now. This goes all the way back. This is where I ran into trouble. So you've got to get it all the way back, and you've got to get this part right here into that tab, which is not easy. It takes a little bit of finagling. It's in. So that's how it goes. And then as you turn his arms around, you've got this. These just kind of go up like that. They don't stick back here. Oh yeah, that's how they go. So you just pull them all the way back. And then you've got his arms and his hands and his head like that. So that's pretty much how he's supposed to look. Now this faceplate does come off. I'll show you. Oh, see, this part doesn't stick in very well, so just leave it like that. That's him standing. And that looks exactly like his G1 version. So that's, this is a nice figure. This is one of the better ones that I've seen. This is his blaster, fits in either hand. Put it in there, and then you can change his faceplate. In order to change his faceplate, all you gotta do is there's a little groove behind here on the top of his head, and it just pops off. Just pops off like this. Now he's like ghost mode. I'm not gonna put the other one on because it's the exact same. Pops right back in. So that is BumbleBee. All in all, tons of articulation, arms all over the place, elbows, head, can do the exorcist move, hands, don't really do anything, but feet, knees, hips, all in all, for what you're paying for, you definitely do get enough bang for your buck, in my opinion. Now, I've seen people complain about the scale. Talking about the scale, this is how they looked in G1 from my memory. Spike in the exosuit was almost as big as B. Rewatch the movie. He's not towering above them. They're both the same size. I'm like 85% sure that's how they look. So if I put MP1 Optimus Prime beside him, he's going to be like up to here. So that's how B looks. B isn't supposed to be as big as Prime. That's not his job. So this is how I like them. Now, I'd like to pick up the other mini bots from that line too to have a good comparison and have that whole set to go with my G1 set. That would be the end game for me. But all in all, strongly recommend B. I could do without him. But the reason to buy this set is for the B. Don't buy it for the Spike. Don't buy it for anything else. Buy it for the B. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. It's my first real long review, so let me know what you thought of it. These figures are super duper articulate, and I wanted to take my time going through everything, but if I missed anything and you have a question, shoot it to me in the comments below. Thanks for checking us out, and stay tuned for more of our great content. Thanks. Bye.